You're destroying your own power every single time you text first, seek approval, or fill the silence with unnecessary words. Marcus Aurelius ruled the Roman Empire 2,000 years ago by following 3 principles that seem to go against everything modern society teaches you. Stop chasing, stop explaining yourself, stop begging for attention. These same principles turned emperors into legends and can transform your weak existence into an unshakable mental fortress in the next 30 days. Subscribe to the channel, leave your like and comment where in the world you're watching from, because now I'm going to tell you everything. Have you ever wondered why you are almost always the first one to send a message? Why do you feel a strong urge to write hello to someone even when they have not reached out to you? These questions can make you think deeply about the way you connect with other people. Many people notice that they send the first message almost every time. It can start with just wanting to talk to a friend. After some time, it becomes a habit. Each morning you wake up and check your phone. If there are no new messages, you might feel a little worried inside. Maybe you think, I should be the one to start. You open your favorite chat app and type good morning or a simple hi to someone. Later in the day, you might do the same with another person, and again with someone else in the evening. It is not always clear why you feel this way. Sometimes you worry that if you do not start a conversation, no one will remember you. This thought makes you uncomfortable. You want to feel important to your friends or family. You want to know that they care about you. But instead of waiting to see if they will reach out, you take the first step again. This keeps happening, and you begin to feel that it is your job to keep every friendship alive. Slowly, this habit can change how you feel about yourself. At first, sending the first message feels good. You feel like you are keeping the connection strong. You enjoy talking, and you like getting replies. But as time passes, you might realize that you are almost always the one to begin. The other person is waiting for you to reach out. If you do not, there may be no message at all. This can make you feel sad or even a bit angry. You start to ask yourself, do they care about me? Why am I the one doing all the work? These thoughts are heavy. They can make you tired. Still, you keep sending those first messages. You keep hoping someone will answer quickly, or even send you the first message for a change. You may not notice at first, but your mind becomes very busy. You might start looking at your phone many times each hour. Every beep or light on the screen makes your heart jump. Sometimes you check even when you know there is no new message. It becomes a routine. You start planning your day around these small moments of hope. When you do get a reply, you feel relief. When you don't, you become nervous or disappointed. Why do you act like this? For many people, the answer is fear. The fear is quiet, but strong. You are afraid of being forgotten or left out. You are scared that if you do not start a conversation, you will lose your friends, or people will not think about you. You want to feel like you matter. You want to stay close to the people you care about. It is normal to want friendship. It is normal to want to belong. But if you are always the one reaching out, you might start to depend too much on the answers you get from others. Your happiness begins to rest on the small words someone else sends you. You focus on how fast they reply or the kind of message they write. A long message makes you happy. A short one, or no message at all, makes you worry. You can start to measure your self-worth by these replies. This means you forget to listen to your own feelings. You stop asking yourself what you want or need. Instead, you look for clues in what your friends do. You want to find proof that you are loved and not alone. Over time, sending the first message feels less like something you want to do and more like a task you must do. You feel pressure every day. The job of keeping in touch no longer brings you joy. It brings worry and stress. Sometimes you might believe that if you stop sending messages, your friends will disappear or leave you alone. But is this really true? What would happen if you did not text first? Maybe you feel afraid just thinking about it. What if there were no reply for a day or for several days? Would anyone remember you? Would anyone check on you? These thoughts are uncomfortable, but it is important to face them with honesty. It helps to pause and think. Are you sending the first message because you really want to talk? Or are you doing it because you feel you have to? Try to notice the feeling in your body before you start typing. Do you feel calm, or do you feel pressure, worry, or fear? If it is fear, you can remind yourself that it is normal to feel this way. Many people feel worried that others might forget about them. If you always write first, you may start to wait for replies in a special kind of way. After sending your message, you may keep checking your phone to see if the other person has answered. Waiting for their reply takes a lot of your attention. It is hard to focus on anything else until you get a response. Even when you are doing something else, you think about that message. You wonder why they have not written back yet. Your mind makes up stories about what they might be doing or thinking. If they reply quickly and use kind words, you feel happy and safe. If there is a long wait, or if their answer seems cold or short, you start to worry. Your thoughts move very fast. Maybe they are upset. Maybe they do not want to talk to you. Maybe you made a mistake. This waiting can pull you into a circle of worry and doubt. The more you wait for replies, the less you enjoy your own day. You spend less time thinking about what you like or need. You give away your peace to someone else's words. You let your feelings rise and fall like a wave, depending on what another person does. Your own needs become hard to hear. As you focus on your phone, the world around you feels farther away. This habit can be exhausting. You get tired of always hoping for a quick reply. The stress starts to build up. At the end of the day, you may look back and wonder if you did anything for yourself at all. You realize you spent most of the day in a kind of waiting room, hoping for your phone to light up. If you notice this is happening to you, try to take one small step back. Ask yourself why you need to send that message first. What are you afraid might happen if you do not? Write down your feelings if that is helpful. Sometimes writing your thoughts can show you what is really happening inside. It is not bad to want friends or to care about being close to people. But if you are always the one reaching out, you may never find out who really thinks about you. You never get to see if someone would send you a message just to say they miss you too. By always taking action first, you hide this answer from yourself. There is nothing wrong with loving your friends or wanting to talk to them, but real connection works both ways. If a friendship is important to both people will reach out, even if it takes some time. Letting someone else send the first message sometimes can show you who values you in the same way you value them. If you are afraid that silence means you are forgotten, remember that people can care about you even if they do not send messages right away. Sometimes people are busy. Sometimes they do not know what to say. Their silence does not always mean they do not care. It is easy to believe that you are not important when you do not get a message, but often there are reasons you cannot see. You can help yourself by noticing when this fear appears. When you feel worried because no one has written to you, take a deep breath. Remember something you enjoy doing that does not involve waiting for a reply. Read a book, go for a short walk, or listen to your favorite song. These moments help remind you that your day does not have to stop just because your phone is quiet. Sometimes, sending the first message every time can be a way to prove that you are a good friend. You want others to see you as caring, kind, and present. But you do not have to prove your value in this way. Your worth does not depend on how many times you keep a conversation going. You are enough, even when you are quiet. When you focus only on other people's answers, you may stop asking yourself what you need. Begin to notice your own thoughts and feelings. Ask yourself what you enjoy about your friendships. Ask yourself if you feel happy in these conversations or if you feel tired. It is okay to want time for yourself. It is okay not to be the first one to write. If you are always in the habit of reaching out first, give yourself time to notice your own patterns. Keep track for a week. Did you start every conversation? How did it feel? Did anyone start a conversation with you? Notice how this makes you feel without judging yourself. Maybe you feel proud to be caring, or maybe you feel sad because you want others to show they care too. Remember, you cannot control what other people do. You cannot make someone text you first or make them reply quickly. You can only choose your own actions. Some days this feels hard. You want things to go another way. But your true power is in choosing what is best for you, not in trying to control others. If you feel tired of always being the first to text, you can try a small change. Give space for others to reach out. If a friend does not answer right away, try not to write again. Wait and see what they will do. If days pass and you hear nothing, you learn something important about that friendship. It may be hard, but it helps you see who wants to be close and who might not. As you pay more attention to your own needs, you can begin to feel stronger. You learn to enjoy your own company. You notice that you can be calm, even when there is no reply yet. You see that your worth does not rise or fall depending on someone else's message. Being the first one to text is not wrong, but it is good to do it for the right reasons. If you want to talk, reach out. If you are doing it only out of fear, try to pause and take care of yourself first. Your friendships will not disappear just because you did not write first. The people who care about you will still be there. Think about what makes you feel happy in a friendship. Is it only messages? Or is it also kindness, laughter, or time spent together? Messages are just small pieces of a friendship. They do not tell the whole story. When you take time to listen to your own feelings, you begin to feel more peaceful. The stress of always sending the first message gets lighter. You might find it easier to focus on what you enjoy. You notice that your life is about more than just waiting for replies. Try to treat yourself with kindness, just as you treat your friends. You are worth attention, even if you are quiet. You do not have to fight to be remembered. The right friends will value you for who you are, not just for the number of messages you send. You will discover that keeping your power means choosing to care for yourself first. Your true friends will still be there by your side, and slowly you begin to feel safe and strong, just as you are. When you begin to notice how much you wait for someone to reach out to you, another feeling can appear. You may start to wait each day, looking for signs that someone is thinking about you. This waiting can turn into a habit that is hard to break. You hope for messages or replies. When you do not get them as soon as you want, you begin to feel nervous inside. After you send a message, you might check your phone many times, even when you know you just looked a few minutes before. You may wonder if the person has seen your message. You hope to see the double check marks or the word "seen" under your text. Every minute that passes without a reply can make your heart beat a little faster. You start to feel butterflies in your stomach. It feels like waiting for something you cannot control. You hope for a quick answer. You want the reply to be positive and kind. Each second that goes by makes your mind think about many things. If the reply takes a long time, you might feel worried. You may wonder if you said something wrong. You might start to doubt yourself. After a while, you may even read what you wrote once again, looking for mistakes or words that sound strange. These feelings can take over your mind and make you forget about the world around you. Your mood often starts to change depending on when the reply comes and what words the person uses. When you see a friendly message or a fast reply, you feel light and happy for some time. A message that comes late or is very short may make you feel the opposite. You may feel sad, upset, or confused. You ask yourself why the person did not answer quickly or why they only used a few words. You wonder if something is wrong with you or if the person does not want to talk to you. This waiting can start to change your whole day. You might find it hard to pay attention to other things, like work, school, or family. You listen less to conversations around you. Your mind stays busy thinking about the message you sent and the reply you are waiting for. You want to see those words on your screen, even if it is just a small hello. When no message comes, it feels empty. Sometimes, while waiting for a reply, you come up with many possible reasons for the silence. You may think maybe the person is busy, maybe they are tired, or maybe they do not want to talk. You may wonder if you talk too much, or if you should not have sent the message at all. These thoughts can feel heavy in your chest. They keep spinning in your mind, making it hard to relax or feel calm. In these quiet moments without messages, you can lose your peace. You start to believe that your happiness depends on a reply from someone else. You stop thinking about your own life, your plans, or things you enjoy. Your mind becomes trapped in the waiting. Small things like eating or reading a book feel less interesting. You pick up your phone, put it down, and pick it up again. You may even feel frustrated at yourself for caring so much. The wish to receive a reply and to get it quickly can create a sense of urgency that leaves you restless. Your feelings depend too much on what another person does. If they write, you smile. If they do not, your smile fades. It is as if your emotions belong to someone else, not to you. Little by little, you become a visitor in your own mind, just watching and hoping. You may notice that the more you wait and worry, the more tired you feel. The day feels long, full of questions you cannot answer. You might sleep poorly, wake up often, and start the next day looking for messages the moment you open your eyes. This pattern can make you feel stuck. You wait for someone else to make you feel okay, but your feelings never stay calm for long. At the same time, your focus moves away from your own life. You worry about replying fast enough or finding the right words. You want to sound friendly or funny. You begin to check your words many times before sending. You fear making mistakes. You want to be perfect, so the other person will like you and answer you quickly. You might notice that you forget about your own needs. You skip moments that could make you happy or peaceful. You put off things you like to do because you want to be available for when a message comes. You might avoid going outside or talking to others. You say no to small joys out of fear you will miss a text or call. Slowly, it is easy to lose yourself in this habit. The need for a fast reply and the fear of waiting can stop you from enjoying your daily life. You focus so much on someone else's actions that you forget your own plans. Important things, like your dreams, your feelings, or your goals, become quiet in the back of your mind. When your mind is full of questions about messages, you may feel like you have little control. You start to rely on other people for your sense of worth. You believe that if someone does not answer quickly or does not use happy words, you are not important. This belief brings anxiety. You stop trusting yourself and put all the power in someone else's hands. It can also affect your health. The stress of waiting, the worry about what others think, and the never-ending questions can make you feel weak and tired. You may lose your appetite or eat too much. You may sleep less or have trouble falling asleep. Your body and mind feel tense, as if you are always waiting for something that may never come. When you live each day this way, your own voice becomes harder to hear. You forget simple things, like what you like to eat, hobbies you used to enjoy, or the sound of your own laughter. You lose interest in small pleasures because your head is busy with worry. You become a guest in your own life, only watching for signs from others. Remember, many people feel this way sometimes. You are not alone. It is normal to want replies. It is natural to hope for kindness and attention. Still, it is important to remember that your happiness does not have to be tied to waiting for texts or messages. Your life has value, even in the quiet moments. You can help yourself by taking deep breaths and reminding yourself that it is okay if a reply is slow to come. Life is full of many things besides messages. Try to notice if you miss out on activities because you are too focused on your phone. If you do, try to gently move your attention to something else for a little while. You can write down your thoughts when you feel anxious. This helps you see that your fears and worries are real, but they do not control you. When you put your feelings into words on paper, you begin to take back your power. You learn to understand where your worries come from. Some people find it helpful to set small times each day when they will check their phone. You can decide to check after you do something important for yourself, like eating a meal, reading a chapter in a book, or taking a walk. This helps you remember that your time is valuable and your life matters even when your screen is silent. Another way to care for yourself is to be honest with your friends about your feelings. You can share that sometimes you feel anxious when replies are slow. Good friends will understand and help you feel safe. They might tell you why they reply late, or they may begin to reply more quickly when they can. Practicing patience is important. It helps to remember that people are busy, and their silences are not always about you. Sometimes they are working, resting, or talking to family. They may not know what to say, or they may be feeling tired. Their delay does not mean you are not important. Try to notice the difference between your feelings and the facts. Just because someone does not reply in a few minutes does not mean they do not care. The facts are simple. Sometimes messages come late. Your feelings are real, but they do not always tell the full story. When you feel anxious while waiting, say kind words to yourself. Remind yourself you are enough, whether someone replies quickly, slowly, or not at all. You do not need to earn someone's attention to prove your value. You matter, even if there are no new messages on your phone. Look for small ways to enjoy your day, even in silence. Maybe you can listen to music, draw, or play a game. You can take a short walk outside, feel the sun, or look at the sky. These small joys help your mind rest. They show you that your life is bigger than just waiting. You can start to build new habits, slowly. Choose to do things that make you smile without needing to wait for anyone else. When you remember what you like, you pay more attention to your own needs. You begin to take care of yourself in small but strong ways. It is okay to have hopes or wishes, but it helps to let go of the idea that every message must come at the exact time you want. People show their care in many ways, not just with quick replies. You begin to see who truly values your friendship by how they treat you over time, not only through their messages. Waiting for replies is a part of life, but it does not have to take over your peace. Your value does not depend on someone's words on a screen. When you trust that, you feel more relaxed and safe in yourself. Your day becomes lighter, and you gain more energy for everything you do. You might notice that when you stop waiting so much, people may start reaching out to you more. They notice you're calm, and your friendship feels stronger. You see that not every moment needs a reply. Real connection does not disappear during silence. Letting go of the need for fast messages is not easy at first, but it is possible. Take it one small step at a time. Each day, give yourself the gift of patience. Trust that true friends will be there, even when they are quiet for a little while. Even if there is silence on your phone, your voice is still there. You can listen to what you really feel and want. You notice simple things, like your breath, your heart, or the things that make you smile. The more you connect with yourself, the more peaceful you become. Life is richer when you spend time doing what you love, instead of always waiting for someone else to reply. You find joy in moments you create for yourself. Each time you choose to focus on your own needs, you grow stronger. Small changes can make your days feel brighter. When you feel worried, smile gently and remind yourself that you do not always need quick answers to be happy. With practice, waiting becomes less scary. Your life opens up to new people, new activities, and new dreams. As you care for yourself and find your own peace, you discover that you do not need to depend on replies. You move forward without fear, bringing more calm and confidence into each day. You do not lose your friends by waiting. They often come closer when your energy is calm and full of respect for yourself. As you open space in your life for your own thoughts and feelings, you begin to listen to what you really want. You choose to move away from habits that make you feel small or anxious. You learn there is great strength in being able to wait, breathe, and trust in who you are, even in silence. Little by little, your mind becomes clearer. You spend less energy chasing messages and more energy growing your own happiness. You become more at ease with yourself and discover gentle ways to feel good, no matter what comes from others. Your self-respect grows, and your heart feels lighter each day you choose peace over anxiety. When you start to listen to your own feelings and give yourself more peace, you may see other patterns that are happening in your life. You might notice that you often ask people if what you are doing is right. You could find yourself waiting to hear someone say you made a good choice. It may feel easier to decide if someone else tells you your idea is good or your action is correct. This need to hear, "Yes, that is right," or "I agree with you," is very common. You want to know you are doing well. You want others to be happy with you and with your choices. You might ask people what they think before you start something new. You listen to their words very carefully, and if someone says you did well, you feel happy for a while. But when no one gives you approval, or if someone disagrees with you, your feelings can change quickly. You might start to doubt yourself. You may read old messages again or remember old conversations, looking for proof that your ideas matter. Seeking approval becomes a deep habit. Sometimes you might not even notice you are doing it. You just wait for someone's agreement before you feel sure about what you want. Over time, this makes it hard to trust your own thoughts and choices. The habit can start very early, maybe in school or at home, when you learn that getting praise means you are good. As days and years go by, the need for approval grows stronger. You might now feel like you need to show your ideas or actions to other people first before you make a move. You ask, "Do you like this idea?" Or, "Is this okay?" Or, "Should I do this?" And if you do not hear a happy answer, you feel lost. The need for approval can shape how you act around others in ways you may not expect. For example, you might say yes to things even when you want to say no. Maybe someone invites you somewhere and you would rather rest at home. Still, you say yes because you want them to be happy with you. Or maybe at work or in school, you take on extra tasks because you are hoping someone will notice your effort and tell you that you did a great job. Slowly, you begin to agree with others. Even if your heart says something else, you let go of your own ideas. You put your real thoughts aside to make sure you are liked or accepted. Sometimes, you notice that you keep your real opinions quiet, or you change your mind because someone says your way is not the best. This can happen in small situations or in bigger moments, such as choosing what to study, what job to take, or how to spend your days. Many people find it hard to say no because they want to be loved or seen as good. They think, "If I do not agree, maybe they will think less of me." So, you keep saying yes, and you keep working for smiles, kind words, and praise from others. Over the years, this becomes a habit that controls your life in quiet ways. Your real self starts to feel smaller and quieter. The important thing to remember is that these habits do not make you weak or strange. They form because you want to feel safe, loved, and understood. You want the people around you to like you. Everyone feels this sometimes. The wish to belong is a basic part of being human. But when you feel you must have approval in order to feel okay, your happiness starts to depend on what others think or say. Many times, you might not even hear your own voice inside. If you need to choose what to wear, eat, or do, you look at someone else before making a decision. You hope they will say, "Good job," or "That's the right choice." Without this support, you feel nervous or unsure. Your mood rises and falls with the words or faces of people around you. This way of living can make you tired. It is hard work to look outside for approval every day. You need energy to check how people react and to try and please everyone. Each time you change your choice to make someone else happy, you move further from your own wants. With time, you forget what it feels like to choose for yourself. It is as if your voice does not count anymore. Even when you do get praise, the good feeling does not last for long. You feel happy for a moment, but soon you might wonder if you will get the same praise next time, or if someone will change their mind about you. The need for approval never truly goes away if you keep looking for it outside yourself. There is also pain in the fear of being judged. Maybe you want to share your thoughts in a group, but you are afraid someone will say, "That's not a good idea," or "That's silly." Because of this, you stay quiet. You hide your real feelings and ideas. You wait for someone else to go first. If someone else shares something and gets approval, you think, "I wish I could do that." It becomes harder each time to share your true self. This habit can go deeper than you realize. It can stop you from trying new things. Maybe you have always wanted to start a hobby, go to a new place, or speak up in a meeting. But instead, you wait. You worry that others might laugh, question, or judge you. The fear becomes a wall, and you stay behind it, wishing you could step forward. As the days go by, you lose trust in your ability to make choices alone. You start to rely on others more and more. Each new decision feels big and scary unless someone tells you, "This is good." This habit can make you forget how strong and wise you are inside. Little moments of approval can feel nice, but when you need them all the time, your own peace and freedom becomes small. You feel nervous about each step. You are always checking for the next smile or kind word from someone else. Life can begin to feel heavy and full of worries. You start to think, "If I do not please others, maybe I am not enough." This thought is not true, but it can feel very strong. Everybody wants to belong. It is normal to want to fit in with others or to avoid being left out. But when this feeling gets too strong, you start to lose your own ideas, your true feelings, and your real voice. You learn to say what others want to hear. You become afraid of speaking your mind, even to your closest friends or family. If you look back at times when you said yes, but wanted to say no, you may feel sad for not honoring yourself. Maybe you feel a little regret when you think of all the hours spent doing things you did not enjoy just to make someone else happy. You sacrificed your rest, your peace, and your time for the hope of approval. This habit is not easy to change, but the first step is to notice it. Notice how often you say yes when your heart says no. Notice how often you hide your true thoughts to keep peace with others. Notice if you feel nervous when you speak, worried how your words will be received. These small moments show you how much of your daily life is shaped by the search for approval. When you wait for others to say you are good, you put their voices above your own. You trust them more than you trust yourself. This opens the door to doubt and fear because people's opinions can change quickly. If you do not get approval, you might feel bad about yourself or wonder if you should change to receive it. Asking for advice or checking with others sometimes can be helpful. But when it becomes a habit for every simple choice in your life, you start to believe you cannot live or choose alone. You forget that mistakes and new ideas are both normal. You lose the courage to try because you fear the response you might get. Many times, the people you ask for approval are just living their own lives. They may not know what is really best for you. Only you can know what you truly want, need, or like. Every person has their own journey, their own dreams, and their own pain. When you depend on others to give you the green light, you give them the power to decide your life. There are times when you worry so much about being judged or rejected that you begin to hide parts of who you are. You may pretend to like things that you do not. You may act in a way that is not natural for you, just because you want to fit in or be included. With time, playing this role grows tiring. Your friendships and even your family life might feel hard because you cannot be your real self. If you keep searching for approval and shaping your actions to please others, you may find that you do not know who you are anymore. When someone asks you what you like or want, you pause and look outside yourself for answers. The feeling of being lost grows, and life feels less joyful. It becomes difficult to make decisions, big or small. Sometimes you avoid making any choice at all. You wait, hoping someone else will decide for you. You want to be safe from mistakes, but you also miss out on learning and growing from your own path. Life is full of choices, and each choice shapes who you become. Over time, the more you depend on approval, the less connected you feel with yourself. You see your own wishes, ideas, and needs as less important than someone else's. You start to live a life that does not truly belong to you. As you continue to play the part others expect, your own happiness slips away. The way out of this habit is simple but not always easy. It starts by gently asking yourself what you want, what you enjoy, and what matters to you. You do not need to ask others for permission or wait for praise. Your choices are important just because they are yours. It helps to practice saying no when you want to. Trust that it is okay to have different opinions. If someone disagrees, it does not mean you are wrong or bad. As you begin to trust your own thoughts, you learn that you can face the world with respect for yourself. Approval from others becomes a nice surprise, not a need for survival. You can celebrate your own decisions, even small ones. If you choose what to eat, what to wear, or how to spend an hour, notice how it feels when you honor your wishes. The more you practice this, the stronger your trust in yourself grows. With each step, you find out more about what makes you feel good, calm, and joyful. Your true friends and loving family will accept you for who you are, even if you say no sometimes or share a different idea. The people who care about you want to know the real you. They will respect your decisions because they know that respect is important for both sides. Over time, you become less afraid to show your ideas or feelings. If someone judges you, you learn that this does not change your value. You notice that you can live with disagreement. You can let go of the heavy worry about what others think. Your world becomes bigger because your choices belong to you. Even if it feels strange at first, speaking your truth with kindness gives you more power in your day-to-day life. You find that you do not need to chase approval to feel worthy. You accept yourself, and others notice this new strength. You feel more peace, more clarity, and more happiness each day you trust your own heart. As you listen to yourself and honor your true wishes, you give less power to fear and more power to your own ideas. Slowly, you move from waiting for approval to living with confidence. This change brings you closer to the life you truly want, filled with respect for yourself and for others too. When you begin to trust your thoughts and act from your own wishes, you might notice another strong habit affecting your life. You often try very hard to make everyone around you happy. This can look like saying yes when someone asks for a favor, even if you feel tired. It can mean helping at work or at home, even when you wish you could rest. You might say words you think others want to hear, just to keep the peace. Trying to please people is something most people learn when they are young. You may have felt that people liked you more when you were helpful, friendly, or quiet. You noticed that others smiled when you agreed with them or did what they wanted. These early lessons are not easy to forget. As you grow older, you might keep acting in the same way without really meaning to. Your first thought in any situation is often, "How can I make this person happy?" And only after that do you think about your own needs. Each time you go along with what others want, you hope to feel liked and safe. You wish to avoid disagreement or trouble. If someone is upset, you may feel it is your job to fix their mood. You feel responsible for keeping everyone calm and content. It becomes a habit to ask yourself if others are satisfied before you ask what you want. At first, being helpful can feel good. Making someone else smile or solve a problem makes you feel important. When people are happy because of something you did, you get a sense of pride. You may feel closer to them for a short time. You might hear, "Thank you for your help," and those words make you want to keep pleasing others. Over time, this way of living can begin to feel heavy. You might notice you feel tired at the end of each day. You remember the things you did for others, but notice that you have very little energy left for yourself. Your needs and wishes are always the last things you think about. You use your best time and energy for everyone else, and only rest when everything else is finished. The habit of putting others first can make you forget what you like to do. After some weeks or months, you may not remember the last time you did something just for yourself. You might stop reading your favorite books. You might never find the right moment to enjoy music, watch a film, go outside, or sit in silence. Your day is filled with tasks and favors for others, so you do not give attention to your own happiness. When you always try to avoid disagreement, you may let people choose things for you, where to go, what to eat, or how to spend time. You often agree without thinking deeply, just so there is no argument. You may say yes to activities, groups, calls, or events, even when you would like to do something else. You give your time to others, and your own time becomes less and less. This habit is hard to break because you might believe that your value depends on how much you can give. You may think that people will not like you if you stop helping or say no. The idea that your friendship or love must always be proven makes you want to work harder, offer more, and never disappoint anyone. But this is not true. You do not need to earn your place in someone's life by always pleasing them. You deserve respect just because you are you, not because of the number of good things you do for others. Real friends, real family, people who truly care, they do not need you to be perfect or to please them all the time. Living your life this way can become tiring for your heart and your mind. When you never rest, you feel anxious, frustrated, or even angry with yourself. You might notice you are upset, but not know why. You want to help others, but you begin to feel empty inside. You try to hide your sadness so that you can keep being the good person people like. As you give all your attention to others, you can lose touch with what you want from life. You might become so used to being helpful that you do not know how to stop. When someone asks for help, your first answer is always yes, even if you feel tired or unhappy. You may tell yourself that one more favor will not hurt, but as you keep saying yes, your own wishes disappear. After a while, you may start to feel alone, even when you are surrounded by other people. You spend so much time thinking about their needs that you lose yourself. You wonder if anyone knows the real you, or if they only see you as the helper. Genuine connection cannot grow when you are not able to show your true self. You may feel that you are not loved for who you are, but only for what you do. Sometimes you become afraid that if you start saying no, people will let you go. You fear you will not be invited anymore, or that people will say unkind things. This fear makes you keep quiet. You hide your true feelings deep inside, and you never share when you are hurting or tired. You pretend to be happy and comfortable, even when you are not. Over time, this way of living can make it hard to know what you really want. If someone asks, "What do you enjoy?" you may struggle to answer. Your days are so full of caring for others that you do not think about your joys, dreams, or plans. You begin to feel small and lost in your own life. It is important to see that keeping everyone happy is not your job. Your job is to live your own life with respect for yourself and others. When you feel that your value comes from people smiling or feeling good because of you, you trap yourself in a cycle that is hard to leave. You always look for the next chance to help, fix, or agree. You might also notice that people start to expect you to always help. They may forget to ask if you are okay. They may not thank you anymore because your kindness becomes normal for them. You might feel invisible. You may wish that someone would notice you and ask about your feelings, but you never give them a chance to do so. You hide yourself behind your actions. True friendship does not need you to be perfect. Honest relationships grow when people show who they really are. When you say yes because you mean it, your kind actions have power. When you say yes out of fear or habit, you feel weak and unkind to yourself deep down. You start to think, does anyone really care about me or just what I do? You might notice that you become frustrated with others but do not talk about it. You feel like you are being used, but you cannot find the words to say how you feel. Sometimes you want to rest, but you cannot stop helping. You worry that people will think badly of you if you start to say no or set limits. If you continue living like this for many years, you might start having problems with stress or even your health. Your body feels tired, your head hurts, you lose sleep, or you get sick more often. Your mind feels cloudy. You want to escape, but you do not know how to say what you feel. The way to change this habit is simple, but not always easy. You begin by noticing when you say yes, even though you want to say no. When you do a favor, ask yourself if you really want to do it, or if you are afraid to upset someone. Try saying no to one small thing and notice how it feels. You will see that it is possible to set boundaries. Perhaps the other person is surprised, but real friends will respect your no. Start to listen for your own voice in your day. Before making a choice, pause and think, what do I really want? Ask yourself, am I tired? Do I have the energy for this? Does this make me happy? If your heart says no, practice saying no in a soft, kind way. You do not need to explain yourself every time. Step by step, you learn to care for yourself just like you care for others. Your own needs matter. When you take time for yourself, you give your best to others with more joy and less stress. Your true friends will love you even when you choose yourself first. They want you to be happy, rested, and real. As you begin to please others less and take care of yourself more, you will see changes. You will feel lighter and more peaceful. You will enjoy your activities more because you do them by choice, not by fear. You will notice who really values you for who you are, not just for what you give. Your relationships will feel more honest and safe. Setting limits is not selfish. It is a way to show respect for yourself and for others. When you say no to something you do not want, you say yes to your own life. You have more time for things that bring you happiness. You can enjoy your hobbies, rest, or just be quiet with your thoughts. Other people may be surprised at first. They may not understand your new choices. They might need time to see that you are still a loving and kind person, just with more care for yourself. Some people may not like your limits, but those who truly care will respect you more. You will begin to see that helping out of love is different from helping out of fear. When you give to others from your heart and not because you have to, your kindness grows stronger. It is real and brings happiness to everyone, including yourself. Your value never depends on how much work you do for someone else. You are precious just as you are. You do not need to make endless efforts for love or friendship. You are enough. Learning to please yourself first is a slow process. You do not need to change everything in one day. Begin with tiny steps. Pay attention to your feelings. Make space for your own joys and dreams. Remember, happiness grows when you are honest with yourself and when you honor your needs. If you notice that you have been people-pleasing for a long time, you can be gentle with yourself. This habit grew for reasons that once kept you safe or happy. You can thank yourself for all the kindness you have given. Now, you can choose to treat yourself with the same gentle care. As you shift your focus from others' needs to your own, you will feel stronger. You will find it easier to say no without fear. You will lose the belief that your place depends on making everyone else happy every day. Life will feel more peaceful and full because you are living as yourself, not just as someone who always pleases. With these changes, you walk a new path. Step by step, you find what truly matters to you. You discover which people love the true you. You become able to rest, say no, and still feel worthy. You learn that true kindness starts with loving yourself. You honor your needs with each choice you make, and your life begins to feel lighter and more free. When you start to respect yourself and care for your own needs, new feelings might come up. You could begin to notice how quiet moments feel during your day. For many people, silence is not comfortable. In times when there is no sound, no words, and nothing to fill the space, you might feel uneasy. Your mind may race, and you feel pressure to say something, even when there is nothing important to say. Maybe you are sitting with another person, and nobody is talking. Suddenly you worry what they are thinking about the silence. You wonder if they feel bored or if you should fill the space with words. Your own quietness might make you feel invisible, and you become afraid that the other person will think you are not interesting. Because of this fear, you may speak quickly to fill the quiet, even if what you say is not what you really mean or want. You might notice you do this not only in person, but also in messages and calls. When a conversation slows down or stops for a few minutes, you rush to send a new message. You think silence will make the other person forget you, or it will make them feel awkward. So, you tell a story or ask a new question, and you do not let the quiet last. Trying to fill all silences can become a habit. Day after day, you look for ways to break every pause. You try to keep everyone busy with words and subjects, and you lose track of your own feelings. It might become hard to tell what is important to you, because you do not allow space to notice your real thoughts. You are always busy talking, listening, or writing. When you fill silence with words, you might not be truly present. Your mind is always searching for the next thing to say. You might miss what the other person is truly feeling because you are not really listening. You focus more on stopping the quiet than on the person you are with. The small silences, which could help you feel calm, start to make you feel worried or afraid. This discomfort with silence starts in small ways. Maybe as a child, you were told to always be polite or to keep conversations going. You learned that silence could be a sign that something was wrong or that people were upset. These beliefs become part of you, and you try hard to avoid any moments of stillness. As you grow, you might find yourself repeating this pattern. In meetings, you make small talk even when you do not want to. At family dinners, you try to make sure everyone is always laughing or talking. If you are on the phone, you keep asking questions so the person on the other end does not stop talking. When the conversation slows, you become anxious and try to bring it back to life. You may even judge yourself harshly if there is silence. You think, "I must be boring," or "maybe I am not enough." These thoughts are painful, but they come from a deep wish to be liked and accepted by others. You measure your worth by the energy you bring to every room, every group, every chat. In reality, silence is not something bad. It is not a problem that needs to be solved. Every person needs moments of quiet to rest, to think, and to feel. Without silence, there is no room for your mind or your heart to relax. When you always fill space with noise, you take away your own chance to grow inside. If you look at your life, you might see how often you push away silence. You put on music or the television when alone, just so there is noise. When you are with people, you tell stories or ask questions so nobody has time to stop and sit quietly. It might feel scary to imagine a moment with no talking, no sound, and just yourself. Sometimes you may use words to avoid your own feelings. If you are sad or worried, you might start talking to distract yourself. You fill your mind with stories from the day, jokes, or news, hoping to push away the uncomfortable emotions. This may help for a little while, but the feelings remain just under the surface. Filling every silence can also stop you from learning about others. When you talk too much, you do not leave space for the other person to share their truth. You might not hear their real worries, joys, or needs. If someone wants to be quiet, your words might make them feel that they cannot relax or be themselves. When two people are together and both are comfortable with silence, they can feel safe. They can enjoy each other's company without needing to always perform or entertain. The pressure to be the fun one or the interesting one goes away, and there is room for honesty and peace. You might discover you enjoy being together, even when there are no words at all. It is important to ask yourself why you fear silence. Are you afraid others will think badly of you? Do you worry they will leave if you are quiet? Maybe you believe that if nobody is talking, the relationship is weak. Notice when these thoughts arise. They are a signal that you want to be accepted and seen, just like everyone does. You can slowly practice being comfortable with silence. If you are in a group and the conversation stops, just breathe and wait a little. Allow the quiet to be there. Show yourself that nothing bad happens when the talking ends for a few minutes. You do not become boring or invisible. In fact, you let yourself rest, and you give others that same gift. Try leaving space in your conversations. Listen more deeply to the people around you. When someone finishes speaking, count quietly in your mind before you reply. If you have nothing to add, simply smile or nod. Let others feel safe to speak, and let yourself feel safe to just be there. You can practice spending time alone without noise. Choose a few minutes each day to sit quietly, without music, phone, or television. Notice your breath, your body, your thoughts. You might feel some discomfort at first, but almost every new practice feels strange at the beginning. With time, you will start to enjoy these silent moments and see how much peace they can bring. Notice how your body feels when you are quiet for a while. Often, you will feel your shoulders relax, your breath slow down, and your mind become clearer. You can think about your day, your joys, your hopes. You become aware of your real feelings. These moments help you understand yourself better. Giving silence a place in your life does not mean you love people less. It does not mean you want to be alone forever. It means you are learning to trust that your presence is enough. You do not have to fill every space with noise to be valuable. Your real friends will enjoy your company, even when you are both quiet. If someone else wants to fill every silence, maybe they are feeling the same fears you used to have. You can show them kindness by letting the quiet stay. You do not need to fix the silence for anyone. Sometimes, silence is just a gentle way for people to share space together, without any pressure to act or perform. With practice, you will start to respect both noise and silence. You will see that both are important for real connection. You do not have to push yourself to always say something clever or funny. You do not have to hide your real self behind endless stories or questions. You will start to see yourself and others in a more honest way. If you notice you feel nervous during silence, pay attention to your thoughts. What are you worried about in that moment? Name the feeling inside you. Are you afraid of judgment, being left out, or not being loved? Remind yourself gently that silence does not change your worth. Being quiet does not mean you are not important. Letting silence into your life also helps you hear others better. Without the stress of always thinking what to say next, you can be truly present for the people you care about. You might hear more about their joys, pains, or dreams. Your friendships grow stronger because you listen with care, not just fill time with words. When you are silent, you can listen to your own heart. This helps you know what you want and need. You give yourself a break from stress. Your energy comes back to you, and you feel rested for the next part of your day. You learn that silence is a friend, not an enemy. Many people find it hard to accept silence at first. You might feel awkward, or you might worry others feel uncomfortable. But with time, you see that quietness can make you feel safe and real. You will see that others feel the same way too, and they may thank you for giving them space to breathe. Try not to judge yourself for struggling with silence. This feeling is common, and everyone faces it sometimes. The important thing is to notice it and begin to practice letting the quiet moments stay. You do not have to push away all your old habits at once. Just allow a few seconds of stillness, and slowly, you will see how good it feels. When you learn to allow both talking and silence in your life, you become more relaxed and confident. You do not have to worry about always saying the right thing. You grow to trust yourself, and you trust that the people around you care for you with or without words. Parents, teachers, and friends may have told you to keep conversations moving, to always fill gaps with stories, jokes, or questions. But you now have the power to choose how you speak and how much you listen. You can decide to pause, breathe, and notice how you feel. You do not have to meet anyone's expectations every minute. Sometimes, the most honest moments with others happen during silence. You look at each other and feel safe. You know you do not have to pretend or impress anyone. You both can be yourselves without worry. These moments are a sign of trust and respect, not a problem to be fixed. You are not less valuable in silence. You are not less loved if you choose not to talk all the time. The people who truly care about you understand that everyone needs space to rest and reflect. They love you for your company and your spirit, not just for the words you say. As you become more comfortable with silence, you notice you are less tired at the end of each day. You have more energy because you are not trying so hard to be someone else. Your relationships become more peaceful, and you enjoy time with yourself and others more deeply. If you still find it hard, remember that practice is important. Each day, give yourself a tiny gift of silence. It could be just a few minutes without talking or a quiet walk outside. Soon you will crave these moments the way you once craved constant connection. Life is made up of many sounds, but also many silent spaces. These quiet spaces let you remember what you love and what makes you strong. With each new silent moment, you remember that your value comes from your true self, with or without words. As you learn to be calm in the quiet, new doors open inside your heart. You are free to truly listen, to dream, to rest, and to simply be. You discover there is peace, beauty, and strength in allowing both noise and stillness in your life. People will see this calm in you, and they may begin to trust you more deeply. You are not alone in this journey. Many hearts around you are learning the same lesson. Each silent moment shows that you are strong enough to just be yourself. Your courage to accept quietness helps your friends and family heal too. Your home, your friendships, and your own spirit become spaces where both words and silence feel welcome, respected, and free. As you begin to allow space for silence in your life, you become more present with yourself and with others. In these quiet moments, you may start to notice something new. You might see that you spend most of your thoughts thinking about other people, their needs, their problems, and what you should do for them. Your mind often moves to what someone else might want or feel. Perhaps you do not think much about yourself at all. You may wake up in the morning, and your first thought is about another person. You think of what you need to do for your family, friends, or people at work. Sometimes your to-do list is full of things for others, but your own wishes and needs are not written anywhere. During the day, your mind goes over their words, their reactions, or their feelings, and you put your own feelings away. It is easy to forget yourself when you pay so much attention to what others want. When you give so much energy to other people, it can feel like you are caring or being loving. But with time, you begin to feel a little empty or lost. You may notice that you do not remember the last time you really asked yourself, "What do I want?" You may struggle to answer if someone asks about your dreams or your favorite way to spend the day. The days go by and your routine feels like it belongs to someone else. You wake up early for someone's needs. You help with tasks for another person. You say yes to things that matter more to others than to you. You make plans that give time and energy to other people. In the end, you let yourself be the last on your own list. When this becomes your normal way of living, you begin to lose your sense of who you are. You may feel that your life is only about helping, serving, or making sure everyone else is fine. If someone around you is unhappy, you feel bad too. You want to solve their problems. You want everyone to feel good. But sometimes, while caring for others, you don't hear your own voice anymore. You might go for days or even weeks thinking only about what your friends, parents, partner, or children need. You give advice and comfort when they ask. You remember what they like and what they dislike. You send them messages to check on their day. You might notice every small change in their mood or in their words. Your attention is always going outside of you. At first, it seems like you are being a good friend, a kind family member, or a thoughtful partner. But after a while, something changes inside you. You notice you feel tired more often. You may feel sad, frustrated, or even angry, although you cannot always say why. Sometimes you might wonder if people see you at all, or just see what you give them. You might realize that you do not have clear feelings about your own life. If someone asks you to pick a movie, a place to eat, or even what you want to do with your time, you have trouble finding an answer. You wait to see what others want first. You try to fit in, to go along with the plan, because you worried that saying what you want will upset someone or make trouble. When the attention is always turned toward other people, you begin to feel like a stranger in your own life. You look outside of you for every answer, and slowly, your own center becomes less strong. Your own wishes, dreams, and feelings seem less important than everyone else's needs. Focusing on others is something you might have learned in your home or at school. You wanted love, safety, or praise, so you paid close attention to what others wanted and tried to give it to them. Maybe you learned this when you were very young. As you grew, this habit became a rule inside you. You started to believe that you have to give all your attention to others to deserve love or kindness. For a long time, you might not notice this habit. You might think you are simply generous or loving. But true love and real care can only come from a place of balance. You need to give to yourself too. Without that balance, you become tired, lost, or even resentful. It is important to remember that your life belongs to you. There may be days when you feel invisible. You watch others talk about their thoughts, make their choices, and you simply agree with what they want. You follow rather than lead. Your own ideas and needs become silent because you always put others first. Soon you may feel lonely, even in a room full of people you care about. It can be hard to notice that something is missing when your day is busy and full. But the feeling of emptiness grows slowly when you forget yourself every day. Maybe you want to start a new hobby or spend a few hours alone, but you feel guilty for choosing yourself. You might think that taking care of your own wishes is selfish, or that people will think badly of you if you say no. With time, this way of living can make your heart heavy. You may wonder why you feel unhappy or tired, even when you help everyone so much. Sometimes you wonder if anyone cares about your feelings the way you care about theirs. You hope someone will notice you, ask about your needs, or do something special just for you. When that does not happen, your sadness may grow deeper. Paying more attention to your own life does not mean you stop caring for others. It means you add yourself to your own circle of care. You start to ask, what do I want? What do I need today? You allow yourself to listen for your own answers. You can begin by making small changes. Take a few quiet moments each morning and ask yourself how you feel. Notice your mood, your energy, your wishes. Write them down if you want. You can also keep a simple list of things that make you feel good, like reading, walking, listening to music, or being outdoors. During the day, notice how you choose what to do. Are your actions always based on what someone else wants? When an invitation or request comes, pause and check with yourself first. Do you really want to say yes? If not, it is okay to kindly say no. It is okay to offer help on another day or to choose something that is good for you. If you find it hard to know what you want, start with small choices. Decide what you wish to eat, what you wish to wear, or what you wish to watch. Let yourself have time alone now and then, to think or to rest. As you practice, it becomes easier to hear your own thoughts and respect them. Try not to judge yourself for the times you forgot your own life. This habit grew over many years, and it kept you safe or loved in the past. Now, you are learning a new way to live. You deserve care and love just as much as everyone else. When you spend time considering your own hopes and feelings, you start to feel stronger inside. You find energy to do things that bring you joy. You look forward to your own plans, and you feel more alive in your days. Caring for yourself helps you care for others from a place of real kindness, not from tiredness or guilt. Saying yes to yourself is not easy at first. The people around you might be surprised. They may ask why you need time alone or why you do not want to do something. Some may not understand right away, but your real friends and family will respect your truth. They will see that you are the same person, just happier and more balanced. If you feel guilt when you choose yourself, remind yourself that giving to your own life is important. When you care for your own needs, you have more energy and love to offer others. You are not taking anything away. You are just making your own heart strong again. Slowly, you will notice that your sense of self begins to return. You can remember what you love, what you hope for, and what you need. You will find parts of yourself that you thought you lost. Your day will feel lighter, and the world will seem open with new ideas and chances. Some days, it may be hard to focus on yourself. Old thoughts may come back, telling you to push your needs away. When this happens, pause and take a slow breath. Remember, you are learning and growing. Mistakes and small steps are part of the journey. You can ask for support if it feels too lonely to do this alone. Share your feelings with a friend or someone you trust. Tell them that you are trying to find your own wishes again. Sometimes just speaking your truth out loud helps your heart feel safer and more seen. As you begin to focus more on yourself, you might become aware of how much you said yes when you wanted to say no. You might remember days spent doing things for others instead of resting, or weeks where your plans were always shaped by outside needs. This is not a reason to feel bad or blame yourself. It is simply a sign that you are ready for change. You can use the same kindness you give to others and turn it toward yourself. Be gentle with your mistakes. Celebrate each small effort to take care of your own life. Every good choice for yourself is a step toward a deeper sense of peace and happiness. Balance does not mean you push people away. It means you respect yourself as much as you respect them. You can still listen, help, and care for those you love. But your own voice is part of the world too, and it deserves to guide you in your decisions. With time, you may see that your relationships change in positive ways. When you are honest about your needs, others begin to be more honest with you. You may find your connections feel more real and strong because you show your true self. The people who truly care about you want you to be happy, not just helpful. Living with attention to your own life does not make you selfish. It shows self-respect. It teaches others to value your time and energy too. When you show people that you matter, they learn that their needs are not the only thing that is important. This creates respect on both sides. If you sometimes go back to old habits and forget about yourself, do not be upset. This is normal when you try something new. Each new day is a new start. Each choice to honor your needs is a small message to yourself. I am important. As your sense of self becomes stronger, your worries about being alone or being left out will get smaller. You feel more at home in your own life, and your confidence will grow. Your dreams and happiness will begin to matter again, not just other people's plans or feelings. Allow space in your life for your own care, your silence, your wishes, and your mistakes. Let every day offer a new chance to put your own needs with the needs of others, not behind them, not in front of them, but side by side. You carry your own strength inside you at all times. By focusing on yourself, you find this strength again. You begin to trust yourself. You start to enjoy your life in new ways. And you discover that taking care of your own happiness does not take love away from the world. It adds more love to it. When you learn this balance, you can move through each day with calm and confidence. You become someone who respects yourself and respects the people you care for. Your life becomes more joyful. You finally feel free to be yourself and to share the real you with the world. When you start to build a life where you respect yourself and allow your own wishes space to grow, you may also begin to look for new sources of strength. Sometimes you need inspiration to believe that your own value does not depend on what others think or do. There are people in history who showed by their actions that true power comes from within. One of these people was Marcus Aurelius. Marcus Aurelius lived many centuries ago in the city of Rome. He became one of the leaders of a great country and was loved by many. Even though he had much responsibility and power in the world, he wrote about life in a simple and honest way. He did not try to impress people with power or money. He was interested in learning how to stay strong and peaceful inside, even in difficult times. Marcus Aurelius understood something important about personal strength. He knew that you cannot control what other people think or feel. You cannot make someone else love you, respect you, or see your value. He said it is not possible to change how others act just because you wish it. People have their own minds and their own hearts. Only they can choose what to do, and you must let them be free to make their choices. He believed that the only true power you have is over your own actions and your own mind. This means you can choose how to respond to life each day. You can decide what your words will be, what your reactions will look like, and how you will carry yourself with others. You may not decide how other people behave, but you can decide how you live your life. When Marcus spoke about strength, he pointed to patience, honesty, and respect for yourself. These are qualities nobody can give or take from you. Only you can practice them. If you are honest in your actions and words, if you show patience with yourself and others, then you are showing real power. You are not a victim of other people's opinions or moods. One thing Marcus Aurelius practiced was silence about things that made him upset. He wrote to himself, took time to think in quiet, and let time heal his pain. He did not try to explain his choices to everyone around him. He did not look for approval from the people at his side. Even when others were angry, he stayed honest with himself. He believed that you do not need to prove your value over and over again. He taught that you are responsible for your thoughts and feelings, even when something goes wrong. When you blame others every time you feel hurt, you give your power away. If you wait for someone to fix your mood or bring you peace, you are always a step behind. Only when you look inside can you find real calm and happiness. Imagine waking up and knowing that your day begins with your own decisions. Nobody else can choose how you will feel. No message, no silence, no word from a friend can make you lose your worth. This does not mean you do not care about others or want to be close to them. It means you understand that your value is always present, even when the world is loud or silent. In his life, Marcus Aurelius was tested many times. He had to make difficult decisions as a leader. People did not always agree with him. There were days full of problems, conflict, and stress, but he did not spend time explaining his thoughts to everyone. He did his best, followed his own sense of what was right, and accepted that not all people would understand him. You can try to do this too. Each moment you can pause and ask yourself, am I acting from my own values? Do my choices show respect for myself? Am I looking for approval, or am I acting because I know it is right for me? When you ask these questions, you move closer to real strength. Letting go of the need to please everyone is not easy. Sometimes your old habits return. You worry about being liked or left out. You want everyone to be pleased with what you say or do. In these moments, It helps to remember Marcus Aurelius and his lesson. You do not have to chase other people or work hard to be loved. Your value is inside you, and nothing outside can give it or take it away. Marcus spent many years writing to himself, reminding himself that each day is a new chance to choose your response. If something goes wrong, you can stay calm. If someone is upset with you, you do not have to fix their feelings. You can show respect and kindness, but you do not need to lose your peace just because someone nearby has lost theirs. He showed that you can focus on what you are able to change, your own mind, your own habits, and your own heart. He did not try to judge others or control them. Instead, he found peace by accepting that every person must walk their own road. When you feel lost or weak, you can use the example of people like Marcus Aurelius and remember that all real power comes from inside. Ask yourself if you are giving away your strength by trying to control others' feelings. Notice when you spend too much time waiting for someone else to call, to send a message, or to give you a kind word. Know that you can turn your attention back to your own actions, your own growth, and your own happiness. If you feel yourself wanting to explain every choice, pause for a moment. You do not have to explain your quietness, your needs, or your limits to everyone around you. You do not have to defend your heart or your feelings. Being clear and gentle about your boundaries is enough. People who respect you will learn to understand and support your limits. You will see that the people who truly care about you also value your independence and your peace. As you practice this, you will notice your confidence grows. You stop needing to hear constant praise or agreement. When you respect your own needs, you show others how to treat you with care. You are not afraid to say no. You are not afraid to pause, to rest, or to take time alone. You are not afraid to let others have their own feelings without taking them on your shoulders. You may see people around you who are still caught in the habit of chasing approval and acceptance. They may worry a lot or talk about the opinions of others every day. You can have compassion for them, but you do not have to join them. You can listen, show kindness, and still choose to live from your own strength. Respect for yourself does not mean you are selfish or closed off. It means you are clear about where your responsibility ends and the other person's begins. You can share love, laughter, and care, but you do not need to carry the weight of other people's happiness on your back. Every person is responsible for their own mind and heart. You may still feel afraid sometimes. You might have days when you want to go back to old habits. This is normal. On these days, you can think of Marcus Aurelius, or anyone who reminds you that calm is possible inside, even when things outside are difficult. You can write your own thoughts in a small notebook. You can remind yourself of the values that matter to you and return to them each time you feel lost. Try spending time each week talking kindly to yourself. Ask simple questions. Did I take care of myself today? Did I listen to my own feelings? Did I set healthy limits? Did I treat myself with the same respect I give others? When you do this, you give yourself the same wisdom that Marcus Aurelius gave himself so long ago. Remember, you cannot make everyone happy with your choices. You cannot control how someone else will think or feel, no matter how hard you try. Many people spend years trying to be perfect for others, only to feel tired and sad at the end of the day. When you let go of this need, you make space for real happiness and true rest. Each time you remember your own worth, you add to your sense of peace. You are able to enjoy the time you spend with others more because you are not worried about proving yourself. You talk, listen, help, or rest without fear that you might get it wrong. You know that you are doing your best, and that is enough. There will be people in your life who do not understand your choices. Some may disagree with your new way of living. Many people want others to agree with them or put their needs first. It is hard for them to see another path. You do not have to argue or try to change their minds. Let them walk their path as you walk yours. If you need to make a decision, ask your own heart first. If you feel lost, listen to your quiet moments. In silence, you can hear what you really want. You do not need 100 voices weighing in. Your voice is the most important guide in your life. You can take inspiration from history, but you do not need to copy anyone. Your life is your own. Your struggles, your joys, and your pain belong to you. Respect your past and your story. Trust that your own wisdom will guide you, step by step, as you learn to keep your power. Choose each day to return your attention to your own actions and your own mind. If you find yourself worrying about others' opinions, gently bring your focus back home. Take a breath. Remember your own values and keep moving forward. You will find more peace this way. When you let go of the need to be seen, loved, or understood by every person, you can give true respect to yourself. This respect shows others how to treat you and helps them learn to respect themselves too. You find friendships and relationships become more honest and deep when you live from your own center. You might want to write your own small reminders. Keep words close that help you remember your value. Maybe keep a card in your pocket or a note by your bed that says, "My worth is my own," or "I trust myself." Say these words to yourself when you wake up and before you go to sleep. You are not alone in this. Many people are learning that the outside world cannot give what can only come from inside. When you look for praise, attention, or permission from everyone else, you grow tired. When you choose to give yourself permission, you feel free. Each time you practice this self-respect, you grow stronger. Each day you honor your own needs, your confidence grows. You begin to see that you have always had power, even on days you forgot about it. Step by step, you create a life where your mind is calm and your heart is open. As you walk this path, you will become a person who is strong in silence and gentle in words. You will love yourself not because of what you do for others, but because you know your own value. You can listen to others, learn, and help, but you do not need them to tell you who you are. Your power is always with you, and you can choose to keep it. Remember the lessons from long ago and keep reminding yourself each day, you are enough, you are worthy, and your life is your own. This strength will carry you through every moment, every relationship, and every challenge you meet along the way. After you begin to remember where your real strength comes from, ordinary days start to look a little different. The world outside is still busy, and people around you still want attention. But you now know that you can choose where you put your energy. You may want to change old habits that once made you feel small or tired. Starting this change can feel difficult at first, but even a tiny step in a new direction can bring you a new sense of hope. Early each morning, you might notice an old impulse rising inside you. You feel the urge to reach out first, to send a message or check for replies from people you care about. Your hand moves to your phone, ready to type "Good morning" or share a thought, even before you think about what you want to do for yourself. You pause, remembering what you have learned. You remind yourself that you can wait. You do not need to send the first message every time. It may feel strange or uncomfortable. You worry that someone will forget about you or think you do not care. Your mind brings up 100 reasons why you should reach out right now. You breathe slowly, letting yourself notice the feeling but not letting it lead your actions. Instead, you might do something else that fills your own cup. Have breakfast, take a walk, or take a moment to feel the quiet of the morning. Changing these small habits takes patience and kindness toward yourself. You are used to doing things a certain way. Each time you practice a new choice, you teach yourself that you are important. And your time is valuable. Even if you reach for your phone 1 time or 10 times before noon, this is part of the process of learning. You do not have to feel ashamed for old habits. You only need to keep trying with care. Throughout your day, there are many moments when you notice yourself thinking first about what others want. Maybe someone sends you a message full of problems, and your first thought is to drop everything and help. You care deeply. You feel their feelings as if they are your own. But now you pause and ask, do I have the energy to help right now? You remember that you need to be strong for yourself before you can care for others. If you truly want to help, you do. If you want to rest first, you give yourself a break and respond when you are ready. When your friends or family ask something of you, you now have a new choice. The habit to say yes is strong. You feel the urge to be helpful, to please, to avoid conflict. You hear yourself almost saying yes without thinking. But before you answer, you pause. You check inside yourself. Do I want to do this? Am I saying yes out of love or out of fear? If your answer is honest, even if it is a no, you know you have shown kindness to yourself. Sometimes, silence becomes part of your day again. Where before you would rush to fill every pause with small talk or a new topic, you now let quiet moments happen. At first, you may notice feelings of discomfort. You may feel like there is something wrong with the silence, but you practice letting it stay. With each silent moment, you teach yourself there is nothing to fear. Silence is just another way to be close, with yourself or with others. The day feels more peaceful, and you can hear your own thoughts again. Waiting for someone else's reply can still bring anxiety, especially if you are used to tying your happiness to the speed and tone of their response. But you remember what really matters. You breathe, put your phone aside, and focus on a gentle task for yourself. You do not stop caring about people. You simply let go of the idea that every reply needs to come at the exact time you hope for, or in the exact words you wish to hear. You grow stronger with each patient moment. Some days, you notice you are still searching for approval. You may want someone to say your ideas are smart, your help is valuable, or your choices are good. You may feel disappointment or sadness if no one responds or if their words are short. This is normal. Old habits do not disappear in 1 or 2 days. You remind yourself what is true. Your value does not depend on what others say or do. It has always lived inside you. You say kind words to yourself, treating your needs as real and important. You begin to tell the truth more often. If you feel tired or busy, you say so. If you need time, you ask for it. You use honest words with others and yourself. The more you practice, the safer it feels to be real. You notice which people support you and which do not. You learn that true connection grows when you show your real feelings and allow others to do the same. At first, you might be afraid that people will not like your changes. You fear they will be upset that you do not always answer fast, that you say no sometimes, or that you are less available. You might see a few people drift away, or they may be surprised by your honesty. It can hurt for a little while, but you also notice something new. The people who stay are those who care for the real you, not only for what you give. The relationships that remain become stronger. You feel less anxiety because you are not always performing or pretending. You can trust that your friends or family enjoy your real company, not a version of yourself that only tries to please. You spend time together and feel comfortable in silence or in talk, in joy or in sadness. The connection is deeper and more peaceful. Taking care of your own needs does not mean you forget about kindness or stop helping people. You act with love and empathy when you have the energy. You simply do not give away parts of yourself that belong to you. You learn to save time for your hobbies, your rest, and your small joys. You give yourself permission to be important in your own life. You make small routines that help you grow. Each morning, you might write one thing you want to do for yourself today, even something as simple as enjoying a cup of tea, taking a walk, or calling someone you truly miss. This ritual helps you remember you matter, and your needs have a place in each day. If you forget and fall back into old habits, you do not get angry at yourself. Change happens slowly. You forgive yourself for moments when fear or worry take over. You notice, breathe, and gently return your attention to what you want to practice next. This self-kindness is part of the new life you are building. You begin to talk about your changes with people who care. When someone asks why you are quieter or slower to respond, you share a little about your wish to be more balanced. You say you are learning how to take care of yourself and trust yourself more. Often, people understand and support you. Some may even feel inspired to start their own changes. As days and weeks pass, you become more relaxed being who you are. You celebrate each time you say no when you mean no, or say yes when you mean yes. You enjoy moments alone and moments with others. You notice there is less fear of being alone because you enjoy your own company and can rest in your own presence. You pay attention to what really fulfills you. You listen to music, cook new foods, move your body, or simply rest. You set times in your day to be quiet and check on your feelings. Small joys fill your life more easily. You notice the world is bigger and more open when you do not spend all your energy chasing approval or fighting with your own mind. Sometimes people around you will test your limits. They may want you to go back to the old ways, always saying yes, always reaching out first, always filling silence, always fixing problems. When you feel pressured, you simply remind yourself of what matters. You repeat the soft truth. Your value is not proven by how much you do for others. You are allowed to change. You experience moments of peace you never had before. You notice sunsets, the way rain sounds on your window, the quiet beat of your heart after a calm day. These are small gifts that grow when your energy is not lost in worry. You might help a friend through a hard day, but you also listen to your own heart. You show up for others when you truly want to, not when you feel forced. You realize that when you help out of freedom and care for yourself at the same time, your kindness has even more power. Learning to live this way is a journey that never stops. Each new day is a chance to try again. You make mistakes, you learn, and you grow. Each right choice for yourself makes the next one easier. Over time, your world feels safer, brighter, and full of quiet strength. Life may still be hard some days. You still feel alone sometimes, or worry returns. But now you have tools and memories of what you have done before. You know how to pause, listen, and find your center. You trust your journey. You notice you are more patient with yourself and with the people you care for. When someone disagrees or seems cold, you do not panic. You remember that everyone has their own path. Your mind and heart belong to you, and you have the wisdom to decide where to give your attention. You look back at the days when you always looked for a fast reply, helped everyone else first, or tried to keep every silence away. You feel grateful for what those habits taught you, but glad that you are finding a more honest way to live now. You understand that you deserve your own care, your own kindness, and your own respect. You keep learning each day. You forgive yourself when you forget. You celebrate each moment you choose your own needs and your own peace. You trust that as you keep growing, your confidence will keep rising, and your friendships will become even more true. Little by little, you find yourself moving through life with more ease. The small changes become a normal part of each day. Your calm grows stronger. You face new challenges knowing that your value is never outside of you. You do not need to run after approval or attention. You learn to wait, to listen, and to choose. You remember always that the most important relationship in your life is the one you have with yourself. By honoring your own needs and limits, you become the kind of friend, partner, brother, or sister who brings peace into every room, just by being real. Your journey is your own, and you are finally walking it with respect for yourself. As you keep moving through your days, honoring your own needs and being gentle with yourself, you may notice that you feel differently. The world feels a little safer when you listen to your own feelings. You do not have to try so hard to please everyone else. You start to feel more at ease with quiet moments, and with your own company. You begin to trust that you are enough, even in silence, even without answers from others. It is natural to feel unsure when you are trying something new, but slowly you start to find peace in being yourself. You wake up in the morning, and before thinking about messages or plans for others, you take a moment for yourself. You notice how your body feels. You ask yourself gentle questions about your mood, your hopes for the day, and what would make you happy. Over time, these questions do not feel strange. They are a normal part of your morning. Throughout the day, when a friend reaches out, you check first with yourself before you say yes or no. If you feel tired, you might say, "I want to rest today." You do not try to explain too much or tell a story to make your no seem softer. You just say it, calm and kind. You see that people can handle your answers. You notice that real friends respect your choices, even if they are disappointed at first. This helps you feel more sure that your true self is welcome. If you have to disagree with someone, you do it simply. You speak with respect for both of you. You say, "I see things differently," or "This does not work for me right now." At first, you may feel nervous that someone will be upset or that you will lose something good, but with time, you realize that it is okay. Disagreements happen, but your worth does not fall when you speak your truth. You begin to spend time without any need to explain yourself. If you want to read, you read. If you want to rest, you rest. If you want to walk outside or listen to the quiet, you do it. These choices become easy, and your energy grows. You carry less tension in your body. You notice your breath is calmer, and your mind feels lighter. Sometimes feelings of fear or loneliness return. You wonder if you are missing out by saying no or by being quiet. But now you know you do not have to answer these feelings with panic. You let yourself feel them, and then you remember what is true. You can be alone for a while and still feel good about who you are. You trust that people who care about you will stay, and you trust yourself to enjoy your own company. Being comfortable with yourself also changes how you handle silence. You can now sit with a friend, a partner, or a family member and not worry if both of you are quiet for a few minutes. You see that you can share space without words. Silence does not mean something is wrong. You do not have to fill every moment with talk. This rest is good for you and good for the people around you. You start to notice what you really like and enjoy. You remember what made you happy as a child. You might find pleasure in small things, a favorite song, a simple meal, a warm shower, or a walk in the evening. You allow yourself to try new things that interest you. You do not wait for someone else's approval before you explore a hobby or a dream. You look at your relationships differently too. You care for others, but you do not ignore your own needs to make them happy. You give love in a calm way, without the old fear that you will be forgotten if you stop trying so hard. If someone else is upset or distant, you do not take it as a sign that you are wrong or not good enough. You know everyone has their own feelings and their own days. Sometimes you make decisions and someone disagrees. Other times, people do not understand why you choose to be alone or spend less time helping everyone else. Still, you stay firm. You remind yourself that it is okay to be misunderstood. Not everyone will see your heart. You do not have to work twice as hard to explain yourself. Calm comes when you simply live by your values. The more you honor your needs, the more your self-respect grows. You see yourself as someone worthy of care and rest. You celebrate your choices no matter how small. You let go of the worry that you have to do everything for others before you do things for yourself. You find that your confidence grows in little steps. Each time you say what you mean, you trust yourself more. Each day you set limits and take a break. You learn that your life is your own. Kindness for others grows from the kindness you give to yourself. Sometimes the people around you may not cheer for the new you. Some may complain or wonder why you have changed. You feel sadness or fear, but you do not run from it. You remember that your main job is not to make everyone happy. Your real duty is to be honest and at peace with yourself. Your world slows down in a good way. You walk more slowly because there is no rush to be everywhere for everyone. You eat without fear of missing messages. You go to bed calm because you did not carry every problem of everyone else. You have more energy to do the things that matter most to you. Your relationships are healthier now. You notice who listens to you and who only calls when they need something. You see who shares your joys and your quiet days. True friends and family accept your boundaries. They do not demand more from you than you can give. With respect on both sides, trust grows. You also become a better friend to others. Because you are calm and happy, you can listen more deeply. You do not try to fix every feeling or solve every problem. You offer support, but you do not lose yourself in the process. You know where you end and another person begins. New habits may feel awkward, but you find ways to practice. You write down your real wishes every week. You tell someone close to you, "I am learning to take care of myself." You set a time in your day for something that brings you joy. You slowly learn to say no or let me think more often without feeling guilty. Even in moments when you feel alone or left out, you do not rush to fill the empty space. You trust that being with yourself is not a punishment. You can fill your time with things that make you smile, and you can rest in simple ways. You are gentle with yourself. You see that you can trust your own choices more than ever before. You ask for advice only when you want it, not because you need permission. If someone offers you a different opinion, you listen, but you follow your own heart before making a choice. You do not have to explain every feeling or convince others you are right. You simply live as you are, making honest decisions, being responsible for your own peace. Other people notice your calm, and sometimes they ask how you have changed. You can tell them that choosing yourself first is helping you feel stronger. You start to give to others without feeling tired or resentful. You no longer say yes when your heart is not in it. When you do help or give, you do it with joy. Your energy is deep and steady because you are not pulled in too many directions. Every day brings new lessons. Sometimes you make mistakes or fall back into old habits. But now you know how to stop, breathe, and return to yourself. You are learning that loving yourself well is the best way to build real love with others. Your fears of being alone or rejected become softer. When a friend is busy, you do not imagine that something is wrong with you. When someone does not answer your message for many hours, you carry on with your life, doing things that matter to you. You are no longer controlled by worry. This comfort with yourself becomes the base for all your relationships. When you are not trying to be perfect for others, you attract people who value the real you. You find friendships and love that are based on respect and understanding. You give yourself rest without apology. You celebrate your wins, small and big. You wake up, move through your days, and sleep at night knowing you have been true to yourself. You also become more open to new experiences. You are not afraid to try a new class, travel alone, or meet new people. You do not wait for others to choose for you. You move forward with trust that you will take care of your feelings, listen to your wants, and build a good life. Freedom grows inside you. Every choice, every pause, every moment of honest rest builds your sense of value. The outside world may be noisy and full of requests, but your heart stays steady and calm. When other people share their stories or needs with you, you are present and kind. You give support when you choose, never out of guilt or fear. You become someone others can trust because you are stable within yourself. Letting go of the old ways, always chasing approval, fearing silence, forgetting your own needs, takes time. But with each passing day, you step further into a life that feels like it really belongs to you. If old doubts or habits try to return, you do not fight with them. You notice, smile, and gently choose again. You remind yourself, I have learned another way. You are not perfect, but you are present in your life, and that is more than enough. The more you trust yourself, the less you fear what others might think. Your sense of peace and self-respect grows strong, and people around you see it. They start to treat you with more respect too. Your happiness comes from the inside now, not from messages, replies, or applause. You enjoy time alone and time with others, and both are valuable. You keep building on these good habits. You follow your heart and repeat to yourself that you matter. You are calm and gentle with your own story, and you respect the journeys of everyone you meet. Each day is another simple chance to live as yourself, honest, peaceful, and truly valued from within. Even as you learn to value your own thoughts and carry peace in your daily routine, you will sometimes notice that the world outside is still full of noise and opinions. Friends, family, and strangers have their own ideas and feelings about how you should live. You may see messages or hear words that do not match how you see yourself. There are days when you remember your past habits, waiting for approval, rushing to help before helping yourself, or fearing silence. And those old ways may try to pull you back in. You notice, though, that every day brings you a new choice. You cannot make other people see things like you do. Their words, their moods, and their reactions belong to them. You may care about them, but you understand that you cannot change their minds or hearts. This can feel hard at first because it is normal to want understanding from others. Still, with each day, you trust yourself more. There are sudden moments when someone disagrees with you. You hear a sharp tone or see a serious face. You feel your body tense, wanting to explain yourself or fix the feeling in the room. Maybe you try to remember every detail of what you said so you can defend your choice. But then you stop. You know now that you do not have to defend every word. You can let someone have their opinion, and you can keep your calm. This is a new kind of strength. You think about your days and see that every person you meet has their own struggles. You might hear their worries and wishes, but you do not let them shape your decisions. You are gentle with their feelings, but honest about your own. Your respect for yourself and respect for them can live in the same space. If you remember a time when you always wanted to be liked, you can notice how different things feel now. You do not have to prove yourself by sending the first message, replying in seconds, or giving away pieces of your day just to keep others happy. Sometimes you reach out because you really want to. Other times, you let others make the first move. You enjoy both moments. You do not tie your mood to others' actions or their quick replies. You no longer lose sleep while waiting for a message. You spend your nights resting, your days living. If you feel worry, you treat it with patience, just as you patiently changed your habits in the past. Your fear around silence has less power. You can sit in a group, at home, or with a friend and let quiet fill the room. It is not a danger, and nobody disappears just because a few minutes pass without words. This becomes natural for you. You spend time thinking before you speak. You listen to yourself and let others have their space as well. You stop counting your worth by how much you do for others. You know that helping people is meaningful when it comes from a real place inside you, not when it is forced by fear or the hope of praise. You give your time and care when it feels honest, and you save your energy for moments when you need it most. You learn that saying no with kindness is a gift. Every time you protect your time, your rest, or your own peace, you grow stronger. You do not have to make excuses or feel shame for your boundaries. These limits are healthy, and everyone learns more about love when both sides have the freedom to choose. You also become more comfortable watching other people make their own choices. You let your friends, family, and co-workers live in the way that feels right to them, even if it is different from what you would do. If they judge how you live, you remember that it is their view, not your truth. You keep gentle and steady, knowing your life is yours to shape. In moments when someone tries to push your boundaries or get you to change your mind, you remain calm. You repeat your needs. You can use simple words. You say, "I understand, but this is my choice." You do not have to become defensive or upset. This calm reply becomes easier with practice, and with time, others start to respect you more because you respect yourself. You find that people who once took your kindness for granted now begin to value your no and your yes. You trust your inner guide. The habit of looking for approval drops away. Instead of waiting to hear "good job," you remind yourself that you are proud of your choices. You realize you cannot keep anyone from feeling disappointment or sadness about what you do. The same way your feelings belong to you, the feelings of others belong to them. You stop working so hard to control what you never truly could. You let go of the burden of other people's emotions. You notice the world keeps spinning, even when you take time for yourself. Friendships change, but do not end just because you let go of old patterns. Some people step away, others stand closer, happy to see you living honestly. Each time a connection changes, you trust that it is part of your growth. You start each day knowing your own values. You might keep a list of words that matter to you, like honesty, peace, care, and freedom. Reading them reminds you of your direction. You feel calm knowing that each step, big or small, brings you closer to the life you want. You let yourself be imperfect. You forgive yourself for mistakes. Some days are easy, some are harder, but now you know that being true to yourself is enough. There is no final test or special moment where you become perfect. Life is always changing, sometimes quietly, sometimes quickly, and you are strong enough to walk through all of it. Taking back your power also means letting yourself grow and change. You might try new hobbies or stop doing things you no longer enjoy. You might spend more time with people who make you laugh or who listen when you talk. You spend less time where you feel small or unwanted. You enjoy making choices without always asking for permission. You wear what you like, you eat what you want. You go to new places and you treat yourself with kindness. Each choice, no matter how small, is proof that you trust your own voice. If you face big decisions, you use what you have learned. You take your time, ask your heart, and choose what brings you closer to peace. You do not need to rush or copy others. Your way is just as true as anyone else's. Sometimes your mind remembers old worries. What if people judge you? What if you are left alone? What if you are not enough? You recognize these questions, but you are not controlled by them. You respond with patience. You have seen that your worth is steady, even when others do not see it. You can wait out hard feelings, knowing they will pass. Your actions become more gentle. If a friend asks for help, you offer what you can. If your answer is no, you trust that it is the best you can do. You know that love is real, even when it includes limits. When you treat yourself with respect, you invite others to do the same. People notice that your yes means more now. It is not given to everyone or everything. You begin to feel lighter, less tired, and more full of energy for the people and things you love most. You enjoy slow mornings, afternoons doing meaningful work, and evenings of rest. You leave space in your day for play and for dreams. You understand now that filling every moment with tasks does not make you better. Finding peace in simple moments is where you feel most yourself. You notice others start to come to you, not just for what you can give, but for who you are. Your honesty helps people trust you. Your calm makes people feel safe. You see that real connection does not depend on effort alone. It grows strongest when both people feel free and respected. You reflect on your journey and see how far you have come. You feel pride in your choices, no matter how small. You remember the days when you felt afraid of silence, always needed to check your phone, or thought you needed to earn love every day. Those days feel distant now. You are new, not because the world changed, but because you chose to respect yourself. There may be moments when you fall back into old feelings or slip into past habits. You do not let this discourage you. You know change is a slow process. Each day is a new beginning, and you greet it with softness. You hold your power inside you. You do not give it away to every opinion or every mood. You see that you can trust your inner self, and this trust is the foundation for real freedom. You love yourself in a steady, quiet way. You stand up for yourself when needed, and you let go of what does not bring kindness or truth to your life. You remember that letting go of what is not yours creates room for what truly matters. If you want, you can help others who are trying to learn these lessons. You can be gentle with friends who still wait for approval or worry too much. You listen without judgment, but you do not carry their worries as your own. You share your story when invited. You live your truth, showing what is possible. You continue to look forward with hope. Each morning, each hour, and each friendship is a fresh chance to honor yourself and the people around you. You walk peacefully, knowing you are your own safe place. Your voice is strong, honest, and clear, guiding you through each day and each choice. This life is yours, and you carry your own power with respect and love in every step you take.